I teach a philosophy class at MIT, Plato and Socrates. Of all the famous people in the world that ever existed, I would have most liked to have been Socrates. Not just because he was a great thinker, because I've been known to have a few profound insights of my own, although mine usually involve a Swedish airline stewardess and some exotic oils. No, the appeal of Socrates to me was his courage in the face of death. His decision was not to abandon his principles, but rather to give life to prove the point of all mankind. I myself, not only do I look up to this as a big deal, but I fear it. Not so much that I've been having this recurring dream that I'm this famous philosopher about to be condemned to death. Always in my dreams are at least two of my students from my philosophy class. Obviously, they're my followers and they're trying to ask me a few final pieces of advice before I die. But in the face of death, I never live up to Socrates' example. Last night's dream was a perfect example because my prison cell was my office and I was handcuffed to the desk.
You're a true inspiration to us all.
Well, I'll do my best.
How are you finding confinement at all?
Well, what can one say about confinement, Arthur?
Agathon.
What?
I'm going to be a philosopher now. Arthur is a simple man's name. If I'm going to be an overman, I need a name like Agathon.
Agathon, whatever. You know how I see confinement? Only the body can be circumcised. So right now in my head, I'm somewhere on a beach being rubbed down by a blonde bombshell.
But you're handcuffed to your desk.
Good observation.
What if you wanted to take a walk?
Good question. I can't. Anyway, you guys said you'd have a message for me, so what is it? Spit it out.
Oh, you've been condemned to death.
What?
You're a true inspiration to us all.
I might be an inspiration, Simon, but...
Simius.
Oh, that's your philosopher name?
Yeah.
That's what they said? They're gonna fry me?
No, it's some poison you have to drink. But you're going to laugh death in the face.
In the face.
Well, it saddens me that I should cause such debate in the Senate.
Nah, it was unanimous.
Unanimous.
Oh, really?
First ballot.
Ballot.
I counted on a little more support.
Yeah, they were pretty pissed with your ideas of a utopian state.
I guess I shouldn't have suggested having a philosopher king.
Well, you were pointing yourself and clearing your throat.
Are they going to do this in public? I don't know if I can take that kind of embarrassment.
Nah, not enough people are interested. The Super Bowl's this Sunday.
For what is evil but merely good in excess?
How so?
Look at it this way. If a man sings a lovely song, it's beautiful. If he keeps singing, one begins to get a headache.
Yeah, I guess so.
And if he definitely won't stop singing, you might be compelled to rip off your socks and stuff them down his throat.
Very true.
When is this sentence going to be carried out?
What time is it?
Today?
Yeah, they need the cell.
Fine! Let him take my life. I'd rather die than abandon the principles of truth and free inquiry. Oh, don't cry, Agathon.
I think I'm allergic to your cat.
For the man of the mind, death is not an end, but a beginning.
How so?
Isn't it true that man doesn't exist before he is born?
True.
Nor does he exist after death.
Most men regard death as the final end, so they fear it.
This is true, Simius.
Death is a state of non-being. That which is not does not exist. Therefore, death does not exist. Only truth exists. Truth and beauty. Each is interchangeable but are aspects of themselves. What specific poison do I have to drink?
Hemlock.
Sounds like a karate move.
Remember that black liquid that I spilled on your marble table the other day and it ate right through it? Just one cupful.
I wonder if it'll be painful.
They asked if you would try not to make a scene. Some of the other prisoners are sleeping.
Did the concept of exile ever come up?
They stopped exiling last year.
Too much red tape.
Agathon, you believe in me, right?
More than you know, sir.
Simius, you feel the same way.
I'll follow your methods until my death, sir.
Then use what I've taught you and get me out of these handcuffs.
But you're condemned to die.
Let me ask you this then. What possible use am I to you if I'm dead?
You'll be turned into a savior. You'll be dying for what you believe in.
You're a true inspiration to us all.
Will you quit it with the inspiration already? I don't want to go!
your chance to die for truth.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm all for truth. On the other hand, I have a lunch date in Sparta next week, and I'd hate to miss it. She's a little tall for my taste, but a promise is a promise.
Is our wisest philosopher a coward?
I don't know if I'd call myself a coward, but who'd deem me a hero, for Christ's sakes? If anything, I'm somewhere in the middle.
You talk yourself up to gain political power, but then when your theories come back and stare at you in the face, you crawl up like a little scared, cringing little vermin.
Yeah, that's an accurate description.
But you were the one that proved that death does not exist.
Hey, listen, I've proved a lot of things. I've proved that the same object can be called a work of art can also be used to clean the stove. That's how I pay my rent. You know, it beats accounting, but let's not get carried away.
But you prove that the soul is immortal.
It is, on paper. That's the thing about philosophy. It's not all that functional once you get out of class.
And the external forms? You said that each thing always has existed and always will exist.
I was talking mostly about heavy objects like a copper statue or something that can't disintegrate into the ground after lying in the sun for a week.
But all that about death being the same as sleep?
Yes, but the one difference is that when your alarm clock goes off, your family starts to get angry after about an hour when the damn thing never stops and they want to shoot themselves in the temples.
All right. Who gets the poison?
He does.
Okay, just remember to drink it all down because most of the time the poison settles at the bottom of the cup.
Hey, you were my student a couple of years ago. Stephen, right?
Yeah, I'm Steven. Philosophy?
Yeah, hey, you thought I was a good teacher, right?
No, you failed me.
I failed you?
You sure did. I had to take a summer course because of you.
Well now, hey, I'm sure if I gave you a bad grade, you either didn't study or you did very poor research work in your last paper, the one that counts.
For 80% of our final grade, yeah, that was it. I did my paper on how Plato was a better philosopher than Socrates. You wrote a whole essay on the back of my paper telling me how much of an idiot I was. Then you failed me.
Well, I'll tell you, all Plato did was plagiarize Socrates. That's right, he sat in his class, quoted everything he said, and then had it published. So I was right in failing you. You are an idiot.
Well then, I guess I'm getting my revenge now, aren't I?
Wait, I've got an idea. If I come up with a different parable, something that doesn't challenge the government but still conforms to my ideals, will you fellas let me go?
Alright, I'll check with my boss. I'll be back in a sec.
You're pathetic. Still trying to save yourself.
Oh, stop being so melodramatic. Just listen to what I have to say.
Bad news, Alan. He's leaving it up to me. And, we really need to sell.
Okay, a group of men live in a dark cave. They're unaware that outside the sun shines on the rest of the earth. The only light they know is the flickering flame of a few small candles which they use to move these puppets in front of to make shadows on the walls.
Where did they get the candles?
They just have them. Can't you just buy it for now?
Candles and puppets, it doesn't make any sense.
Just get to the point.
And then one day, one of the cave dwellers wanders out of the cave and sees the outside world for what it really is.
In all its clarity.
Precisely. In all its clarity.
When he tries to tell the others, they don't believe him?
No, he doesn't tell the others.
What? Oh, he doesn't?
No, he opens a meat market, marries a Hungarian dancer, and dies of a cerebral hemorrhage at 42. Oh!
Yakety Yak!
Don't talk back.
Just finished cleaning up your room. Let's see that dust cloud with that broom. Get all that garbage out of sight. Or you don't go out Friday night. Yakety Yak!
Don't talk back.
You just put on your coat and hat and walk yourself to the laundromat. And when you finish doing that, bring in the dog and put out the cat. Yakety Yak!
Don't talk back.